I started this foundation actually with a major purpose of like decentralizing the wealth on this planet, and just like I find some peculiarities. Actually, it started with different cause, right? Uh, can Sagar, can you like close your speaker, uh, mic? Sorry. Yeah. So I started it, and I was not into basically technology field before. I was in commerce, and it's someone mic open, like it's like cracking in my ears. I don't know. Can you shut your mic, please? Um. Yeah. So I started it. I done my like graduation from psychology background, but I was not into that. I was actually in sports. I used to play for my state team, Uttarakhand team, and then I was in cricket, bunch of, and then athletics. But the main purpose to help people, right? Of like how the world is working. But I thought even I play international or whatsoever, if Elon or anyone can't able to help with the money, how I am able to help with the money. Like Elon can earn eventually in a day that I will earn my whole life being an international cricketer. So the problem was to help people, and I see okay, blockchain is there, distributed ledgers, distributed technology is there. I ended up being a trader in that, to be honest. And as being, I was very curious about everything. Like I have done research in there was one research in my graduation I did that was around evolution by eating, and that's how like how humans or how any other species can evolve by eating something. So actually, if you keep eating one diet, I mean, any small step, then from one diet they can eventually evolve. That was a purpose, and actually, like there was, there are theories that exist evolution by sex, evolution by something. So we just come from single cells and we become this great ball, right? So I was eventually curious how we come from and how these things are on this planet, why these things are not happening on any other planet. We keep searching those things, or maybe happening, we just are not connected to those things. And then I write some theory called the gate entropy theory. Basically, it was about proving how space fabric, how black hole properties work. So basically, it was constrained. It was 400-page theory, and it was actually denying some theories like Stephen Hawking theories, like Stephen Hawking radiation. Like if you had thought about that, things in black hole, if anyone had heard. So a bunch of stuff, but yeah, I mean, I didn't publish it till yet. So that was it, and then I come into technology basically. That as I was curious how they are solving actually. So I hope you guys go through the article what WEU Foundation is solving, right? At 5 layers. So we are solving everything from getting people in the foundation, from incentivization, from technology perspectives, and then from economical and political perspective, how to control the foundation. And then comes the philosophical or consensus, how we all agree. So we all can vote together. So it's just not like how DAOs are built, right? DAOs are typically built based on weighted voting system. What is the weight currently we are using? That is economical power. So still the wealth is transferring to that 1% people. And DAO can be more innovative, right? If someone had heard about many techniques some other DAOs are using, like quadratic voting, right? If you have to vote for something and you have to square, right? You have to pay in a square. For every vote, you have to pay squares of tokens. So squares of token means if you are voting one, that means one. But if you are paying two, that means two into two squares. So you have to pay four tokens. So a person only vote, right? when he is actually interested in changing something in the foundation. Otherwise, he will not put economical incentives inside it. We are not using quadratic votings. I built my own consensus. I built my own consensus on things. I built one consensus called proof of upgradation. And in theoretical way, that consensus actually work like a market will never crash. Because if we all are creating a consensus as a humans, right? Just like computer nodes agree to each other, right? And then they validate the transaction or any data. We humans can do the same and using the distributed technology. That's why technology is just the one layer, right? The people who are controlling it, the people who are using it, that's important, right? A lot of permission blockchains are building, right? Not permissionless. And even permission lock blockchains or distributed ledgers are there, right? There's still the problem exists in the upper layer, right? That's economical or political layer. Who is controlling those validators? Who is getting that transaction fees out? So yeah, that's all View Foundation is solving. We actually solving the loopholes in the traditional system. We are actually building, solving, funding, and researching around investment, algorithm consensus, education, and a self-serving language to build applications with a decentralized and a sharing vision in our ecosystem and governance. So I don't own anything. I can't govern anything. If you go in Ethereum, if you go in any other ecosystem, uh, Raj Gokul is the founder of Solana. We met online. I met online, but that's the thing was everything is centralized at its start, right? They get 15 or 20% based on their thing. Okay, still there is centralization. I feel that I completely decentralized by creating we propose a software basically. That software basically can decentralize everything. So how much repositories you are pushing, how much work you are doing, I will be just being a consensus researcher, not as a founder here, not like Vitalik, not like Raj Gokul. I will be just being as a consensus researcher. How much I will push inside, that will be constrained. So that will be there. So I'm not able to dump anything in the View Foundation if I try to do because multiple people are building multiple products. One team is building the main products. I will say a unique product that they are building, a data betting layer basically. People come up with their data. We give them leverage based on the present sentiments in the market or in the social media, and they bet out. The main thing they're solving the liquidity purpose. If you go in future market, you take a leverage, you get liquidated. That's what they are trying to solve. And you can come up with any data. You come up with the government elections. You come up with Bitcoin prices. You come up with any prices that you feel or anything, any commodity, any index, S&P 500, BSC 200, or Russell 2000, any index throughout the planet or anything. You just have to bet. If other people don't agree, they bet against you, and the leverage will increase. So does you earn the money. But that's not a main product. We focus on two things. I will move on the slides. Are basically integral building philosophy of things like here is like I want people, right? I mean, I'm not able to make you understand. That's what I've written here. If you can even read, right? We are actually building in a chaos right now. Why in a chaos? Because anything is not when anything is not centralized. I feel there's a chaos because since 4,000, 5,400 years on this, even India side, right? I hope everyone right now in the meeting is from India. Even there are people that are outside this country working in the foundation, right? The thing is, we made a behavioral layer over us, and that is like a god or something that eventually governing us. But in this vast universe, As I feel you self is completely aware, you guys can take decisions, you guys can make things together. So rather than being you need someone to give you uh, something like something governed. That's how the world is working, and that's how governments, corporate people, and other things govern right now people on this planet. If you just zoom out the planet, right, you will just see you can't see anything, right? There was a photo taken. If you had heard about, there was spacecraft sent outside the solar system, and one guy, he's a Nobel Prize winner. I forget the name. He was a psychologist, and he said, "Can you just once that spacecraft reach Saturn plates?" He said, "Can you just shift the? Can you just move back the camera and take a picture of uh, the planet Earth?" And you know what? How big Earth was looking from there? It was just this size where I'm putting my arrow. It was just completely this small size. And that is the thing. We actually getting control, we get this amazing life for 100 years, and we are wasting just being getting controlled. And that is the purpose of this foundation. Don't get controlled, explore chaos, explore new realms, and build new purpose things and build together, right? Centralization doesn't come. I am there. I just give my research. A person find it problematic in algorithms and whatever we discuss, we solve, we build together. Incentivization that the planet works on, basically the economy, can be distributed every single words. Even Google right now laying off their employees. I don't feel how funnily they just kick out their employees. Berkshire Hathaway, management fund, right, which has AUM under $10 trillion, call their employees funnily in the morning at 8, and then they just said you are fired. They call for a meeting. And in this foundation, I'll tell you, right now people work, people go, but they actually don't understand the purpose. They come, they sometimes don't even come in the meeting because they feel this is fucking decentralized. They don't think it's their foundation also. And they keep calling me sir, and they don't think like I'm equal to them. I will push something, I will get the reward. You push something, you get the reward. So if you guys get that thing, I started that thing, doesn't mean I'm the owner of the thing, right? This is not Facebook, this is not Meta, this is not Google. This is WEU Foundation. Everyone governs here, and everyone is equal here. And if you have a centralization, I'll just say you guys can quit and go. There are millions of companies working, and the planet will be keep like this. The planet is not going to change. Someone has to take steps, and I want to take steps for that. So that is a philosophy, the integral part of the thing, right? What we believe in. And basically, we are building self-servant future applications. So self-servant means basically, self-servant means that can control itself, just like blockchain can control itself, right? It is immutable, right? No one can replace the data that has been recorded on the ledger, right? The same way, I'm not saying we are just constrained on distributed ledger. We making something that is self-servant. The first thing we are building, it's based on blockchain and distributed ledger. It's based on smart contracts, right? I hope you guys had gone through that, right? The story doesn't start in 2008. The story actually started in 1992 by Nick Szabo, but most of the people didn't take it that much. It was how much impactful that story was, and that story became impactful just because of 2008 crisis in US market. There was a big recession. Just like right now happening, no people know, but it's the biggest big recession than 2008. Because just like that doesn't come out in media. Movies, how normal people get to know about things from the media, from the people, and from the movies. Right now, the movies will take to, like, if someone will make a movie on 2021 crisis, that will come in 2024 or 2025, right? So the same thing, if you see there's Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation in US. If you see FTX crisis, you all guys are from this industry. It's a centralized company by Sam and his girlfriend run his hedge fund called Alameda, and they keep giving them money. And they were actually playing with a 24x leverage with 8 to 10 billion dollars, and that's launched. Like, of course, we don't even play for $1,000 and 24x leverage right now. So that is the thing, and how it get boomed. And if you see FDIC, that I'm telling, Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation in US, they actually have $187 billion. That is 1.3 of the fund, and they actually have to pay $9 trillion to the US citizens. How they gonna pay $9 trillion, and how FTX is not able to pay $9 trillion? There's a difference, right? FTX is still not controlled by a government, right? It is by an individual person. Even we take Ethereum on the side, Ethereum is not able to pay because it has a supply, right? But if you see governments, they don't have a supply, right? They can keep printing money. That is a major problem, right? So we just allow them to do things, right? Why we are not allowing FTX to do things? If FDIC can take a 99x leverage, why FTX can't take 24x leverage? Everyone should be equal on this planet. Government is just a company, and the world runs on consensus. That's all. We are just a smally tiny bitty button on this whole universe, I feel. So welcome to the WEU Foundation guide. Right, this is our vision, looking beyond centralized controls and beliefs, and who actually control it basically. It's the people who use the system, the people who develop the system, the people who stake or invest in it, and the people who get nominated to govern it. If you had heard about DPoS, delegated proof of stake, used by very blockchain systems, we're going to use it in a way, but in a very decentralized way. So there will be things, but I will not say there will be some centralized control on this thing. You can nominate, but you can throw also people, because it takes time actually to decentralize things. So you actually can nominate people. Even if you think you want to remove this in future, all hands open, put a put a query in the system, people vote, and you remove this lifeline also. So you just three people can govern it completely. Yeah. So what we are building basically. Our sectors are basically focus on interoperability. So we have to create interoperability. Interoperability means connections between the chains, between the blockchain. If you see, blockchain is very distributed. In order to become Ethereum compatible, Ethereum virtual machine compatible, you need to build a bridge. You can't directly build your thing and then go to Ethereum, or you just can't build something. So you need bridge, and I think there's one company, Wormhole. They're doing very great thing, bringing innovation, bringing interoperability to the blockchain systems. They charge things, but you guys can explore Wormhole. And I think one or two bridges are there, but I think Wormhole is the best company, still centralized. So I was thinking, like, with the future perspective, people come and build their own decentralized bridge on WEU Foundation. And then we focus on security of economics, basically, like how we can secure the systems, how we can build something with the use of these technologies, how we can innovate. and build more secure financial system. So in future we won't see a big dump, right? That we are seeing right now, the crisis in the crypto industry. Something go to $260 like Solana and dump to just $8. Something like Ethereum can go to $5,000 and dump to $850. If if technology is moving up, why don't the economics of that moving up? If you see these centralized company, Google is just moving up since 1986. It's keep moving up. We don't dump them. Any centralized company you see it, right? You see Apple shares, you see anything. Why don't we dump a big dump? Actually, VCs come in this industry, they buy a huge chunk in ICOs and they keep dumping it. That's what we will change here also. And we will go in conferences. Anyone can represent WEU Foundation. They just need a ID, right? A soul-bound ID that we have to create, right? And anyone can speak. So, like, I'm removing this founder tag from me. I will be just a researcher. And I think we don't need those types of tag, actually. From the scalability purpose, we actually creating this market called introspect, a market which can be based on utility. If we go on coin market cap right now, right? Um, I'll show you guys. Anyone had, I think, went to there. So what you will see here, how like who is controlling the money right now? If you actually see the market cap, okay, Bitcoin is actually computational resource. People mine it, still centralized, fine. Ethereum is proof of stake, fine. The more money you have, the more you can do, right? XRP is just stuck with lot of people. They fool people in between, and they have a case with SEC. And these all are stable coin. This is centralized. Biggest guy CS run it, right? We go this. This is Binance USD, right? The USD. They are actually trying to centralize it. How they're centralizing it? I was in a margin market. I can post about them, but I didn't post it. And I was trying to take a margin with the money. And what they are doing, I deposit USDT, Tether, and they were giving margin on their coins. So there might be something scrappy going in BNB chain. Just like FTX fall, they can also fall. It just they can print this thing, right? So that's why they're just giving us this thing. Cardano is created just by Charles Hawkinson because Vitalik kicked him out from the team. But actually, the real ingenious was Charles Hawkinson and the founder of Polkadot, who created Solidity language, Gavin Wood, right? The thing was, Charles was trying to centralize it in a more way. I mean, he was not trying to centralize it. He wants enterprises to be his business. So he is actually trying to build a permission blockchain, not a permissionless. Being Vitalik, he just write the research paper and a little code in part, but he can take decisions as being a founder, right? So, yeah, that is the thing here. What I'm telling, if you see these two systems, Dogecoin, $11 billion, Shiba Coin, $6-7 billion, these actually don't have any value in the terms of utility. These 18 to $20 billion don't have a value. Why don't have a value? Because it's just based on consensus. So we took it as funny. Elon post as a funny like his Shiba coin, and it pump and dump in the market. And the thing is, it is not creating this money is not creating utility in the market. This $20 billion not creating any utility in the market. And that I thought, why don't we create a chain where we actually create something or something? Even XRP money, do you see $20 billion is doing nothing? It just stuck people's money because they are stuck with the SEC case. and they were stuck. Okay, should we call XRP a security? Should we not? And stable coins are really good innovation. And I think Nitin Kamath, if you know, founder of Zerodha, he also posted last day, and yeah, he said, okay, Iran and Russia is making their own stable coin that is backed by gold. How much reserve they have? Even I posted by analyzing something. I don't remember that thing, but yeah, stable coins are really a good innovation. We're gonna make our own stable coin. I actually trust one system so much, and they actually pumped in last 5 or 6 days, and that system is, if you see, is Fractshare, and I was following them since the market cap was just 80 or 70 billion dollars. The seven was not there, and today, within a week, they built up $700 million just because they um, partnered with Eigenlayer. Eigenlayer is just building a more uh, innovative layer in Ethereum, you can say. So they are actually turning on the more kind of like if you stake on Ethereum, what you use right now, right? You use 32 Ethereum, but if you don't have that, what you're using right now is actually where that token go? Rocket Pool, right? Rocket Pool is just like you stake your Ethereum and they give you API and they give 6 to 7% API, something. And the same with if you go, mm, where's that coin go? So yeah, I mean, there is Lido, if you had heard about. It's not showing in that right now. Yeah, there's Lido. They also do the same thing, right? I think you guys had heard about that. Mm, here it is. So yeah, that's Lido, and the total stake is $8 billion, and they are actually providing 5% return, and that's actually bad. I mean, 5% like but you actually don't have a problem of launching or setting up your own validator node or something. Same in Solana, you can stake. And yes, Kosama is giving good because they are much volatile. So this giving five services and the ecosystem is very big, right? $8 billion stake. So what Eigenlayer is doing basically, Eigenlayer, if you had heard, they are actually providing, okay, um, why don't we use trust? I know that guy. He is a professor in UCLA, Berkeley University. He writes many blockchain papers, and he is a founder of Eigenlayer. His purpose was Ethereum is just providing trust on ordering and execution of blocks for oracles, for other purposes. We don't get security. They have to borrow the security from something, and that's why $800 billion got wiped out in just 10 or 12 years while the industry started. So the economy is getting wiped out, and just because the security is not there, so anyone can attack these little systems, which just have $3 million staked. Anyone come up with half the price, right? Because we need 51% attack if you had heard about. We need half $1.5 million. And if you see some other traders on Twitter or something, they just make $2 or $1 million in a trade, right? So that is the problem, and they just scraped out so much money out of that, and that's why ecosystem falls because they don't have the security of this guy. $8 billion. If the same thing here he got, a person need $4 billion to attack the system. So uh, that thing they are solving. You guys can go search about Eigenlayer, and I will give a session in future on that. That's not a problem if you guys want. It's very innovative layer. I will move to the presentation. So what we are actually doing, that's our governance order of magnitude, right? I will share this brochure with you guys in few days. That's not completed though. But if you see, WEU Foundation takes care of how governance will be done in this collaborative world, how investors can take participation, whether they want to public, private, or anonymous, how users will take benefits out of utilities. So these are the things. And what is we are building in generation one, our middleware layer basically. So if you see blockchains have layers, here foundation have layers. Inside that, whatever you're building, that is distributed. That is decentralized basically. So the main thing we are building right now, it's new financial breakdowns and its instruments that I'll move on, and a language that is self-sovereign language for building auto-upgradable applications. I will explain that. And as being a consensus researcher, we were thinking like, why don't we give them a better consensus? Why don't we give them like proof of stake proof of work proof of time is there, proof of uh, like other proofs are there, right? And we can use much better proof. Uh, Hash graphs are there. It's a separate type of a permission blockchain by Hedera, right? DAX are there, direct aggregate graphs are there. It doesn't work like blockchains, but the main thing is how fast you're getting the consensus. I mean, how fast you're agreeing on that transaction, how fast you're getting the results, and what is the latency, right? Even I have 5,000 nodes, and only 10 nodes have that latency. Latency means the transaction speed that comes with the bandwidth of the internet. If everyone don't have actually, your node can be situated in Africa where bandwidth speed is not that much. Your bandwidth can be like node can be in Japan where the speed is like 5G right now, and you can be in India where they claim these companies claim they're giving you 4G, and the speed is actually, if you see in the theoretical part, is 3G, and they're now trying to build 5G just like Geo, just to claim people's money. So like one person keep growing, right? And if you see his kid also, a money kid, he's not that intelligent, but still, you okay? My hierarchy will keep going since ages. Why we can't distribute and happily live, right? That is the thing. So we are building this financial ground consensus. I built this proof of upgradation, a prayer consensus that actually come when I was praying, to be honest. So yeah, for scaling DLTs and blockchain use cases. And Chloe, that's a future thing. A lot of money needed, and that will completely decentralize the way how education happen on this planet. These are the more four things, and yeah, inside it also um, a new financial playgrounds and instruments built here. We are basically designing this first thing. This is actually based on paradoxicity or probability. I write a theory. Paradoxicity of probability is basically if you toss a coin, right, you get 50-50% chance. And the same way you take a dice and there's six numbers on that dice and you throw the dice, how much chances you get it's actually 1 by 18 or I think 17 maybe. And the thing is, in the paradox of probability, the market is based on that. The more players play in the market, the more players will win, but only one player will lose. So the top number will lose, others player will win in the market. In the same way, if you see right now market on this planet just run on demand and supply, right? Based on the sentiments. If you go to crypto market or any stock market, how it's running. Someone just come up with so much supply and they're thinking the price is overrated right now. The price is over budgeted. We should sell it. And they sell it and then they dump it. And then people think, okay, this price is undervalued. I'm gonna buy it. And there are multiple institutions which have their own thesis to undervalue or overvalue the assets. And that's how the world is working based on demand and supply. The market we are building is based on utility. Utility means actual utility, actual value out of that commodity. What is the value? So why don't we build a market that can actually run on utility, not on demand and supply? That is very bullshit. If we are very logical humans, I mean logical species, not like other animals, and then we start acting like other animals, which didn't build anything on this planet, right? Beside the ecosystem, maintaining that we are destroying actually by building these buildings. So I feel like, yeah, we are destroying it, but we should not be limited. And then I see, okay, resources are limited, but I say thinking is, see outside this planet. If you had built this thing, you can build something that is outside this planet. You can reach there. So we are not other animals that just work on demand and supply, just like chimpanzees work. They distribute their bananas. We work on like, okay, one is equal to one. Okay, so two will be equal to two. And that's how we can scale something. And that's how this infrastructure fund and actually a market that we are building is based on utility, not on demand and supply. Other products will be built. This is an open source foundation. People can build. They can take the research grant and they build in India. So early age investment products are not there. Student ETFs basically are not in India. I do the research. A community-based artist funds, an artistic market basically. Communities build research-based applications based on the problems they have. The purpose is decided. Research will be done. The product is developed, and that will be controlled by a community-driven application. So I never like hold ideas. People still hold idea. To be honest, I never patented it. And I think like people are innovative. I will get happiness if anyone else also build it. So if you see big ecosystems or small ecosystems or middle ecosystems, what they do basically, they actually try to hold their ideas. Okay, we will not tell your ideas. You are a fucking very innovative species. Just give the idea. If someone even stole it, right, you have your brain. You can create more innovative things. So the more innovation is happening, I think the more gaps are opening to build something. When I was a kid, I actually think there's nothing to build on this planet. Everything is built by humans. But just, I think in 4 or 5 years, my thinking changed, right? There's abundant of things that humans has to solve, right? The thing like QR codes, right? We used to go and pay by cash, cash, cash. Now we just take our phone and just pay. Wallet just wiped out. Government launched something, I don't know. You can just put your IDs and everything in that. So many things are innovative. And yeah, some people find that gap. Some people find that risk, take the risk. Like if you think back in 2008, no one was thinking, okay, why I will scan the QR, even I don't have a phone. I have a, that time there was button phone. Most of the people have. Now people are scanning, right? So the company believe on the purpose, right? And that's how they build the QRs. That's how they build the technology, right? So I think everything is built on beliefs, and the more people believe, right, the more it grows. Same like Ethereum ecosystem or something. Those were six guys, Vitalik, Gavin, Charles, used to hang up out around Canada, and only six people used to come and talk about Bitcoin in 2012. After 3 or 4 years, where we even Bitcoin was trading for $200, $300 that time, and people was just six, seven people used to come, and now go further in future 2022, 10,000 people apply for the conference and they didn't get a chance to get in it. There's so much demand. So I think scalability comes with consensus, how much people are agreeing. Okay, this thing is good, we should adopt it. And you tell someone, okay, this thing is good because of this thing, because of this purpose, we should adopt it. And I will tell you all also, don't get into this industry if it's just because of the money. Money will come if you build something. That's secondary. You build something you believe, and then the future will head you, because you just right now believing on belief. If you start building something on the based on money, you will never gonna scale. And that's why I give out everything that I have to this foundation. That's why I don't want 0%. Even I will be happy if someday someone vote and kick me out. I will be happy that yeah, this system exists. Even my name is not there. I just want this planet to sustain in a more beautiful way that it can sustain. And that is equally distributing everything. So this is the thing. I'll move next to our language. I actually research in AI also. I have friends running companies in Germany. They are researching around medical fields, and basically they train data. Just like if you had heard about GPT-3 or Chat GPT, right? GPT-3 is a model of 175 billion parameters, and they take out some parameters, tell humans, like evaluate them based on your thinking, and that's how they created ChatGPT. So if you think ChatGPT was trained on the same models, like 175 billion parameters, and would have like trained actually that much, you will find ChatGPT more intelligent than you. There will be nothing to done by us. There will be few things, of course, to code that part, but you see only ChatGPT is 185, like ChatGPT is 1.75 billion parameters, 0.75, and total GPT-3, like it's a small chunk, is 180 billion parameters. And now they are launching GPT-4, that is around 1 trillion parameters. So you can even like Sam, who is the founder of that, he was thinking we open source ChatGPT, sorry, GPT-3 for last since we launched in October, and no one ever think to create ChatGPT out of it. You just have to accept some data from GPT-3 and create ChatGPT. But that's the thing why people didn't create ChatGPT. It's just problem of centralization. You keep getting control and you keep thinking what others are telling you to think, and that's what GPT or OpenAI founder was saying. You keep getting control, and that is the thing. I feel ChatGPT would have created by someone else. It's just someone would have think on this planet, 800 crore people. But the thing, how the person would have taken a step, right? The same problem I face also. And I think one of my friend who runs permissionless also face, but he centralized in a way. He have his money from investors. I don't take. I bootstrap it till now, right? And yeah, I mean investors reach me. I never reach an investor, to be honest. But if we have to scale, we will go for ICOs, public things, and we will have different mechanism. So actually a VC can't come, okay, I wanna buy $100 million of uh this market tokens, and I will dump it at $2 billion. I will not let that happen. I don't need money. You get $1 million of token. Other VC come, they also buy for $1 million. You convert into $60 million, sell it, $80 million, $100 billion. That's okay. I will not let you dump this $4 billion. Just that. So I'll come to the conformal. Basically, it's a language that we are thinking to build with different companies, with different trained models, GPT or WUDAO, Human 3.6, multiple HTML. So multiple trained models are there, and it is basically I used layer 2 technology in it that blockchain use, that is Merkle tree indexing. So if you see how zero knowledge proofs or ZK rollups or you see boba or any other layering chain, right? How they do it, they basically, if you see zero knowledge, so zero knowledge we can't use in it, of course. I didn't use that. Zero knowledge is something you don't have any knowledge, and a central a node will verify it, and you have to trust that particular node. And later on, you can download that information and verify it. Before that, you can just verify with the hash. So you don't have to actually verify the whole data. You just have to verify the hash, and you agree. And because you have to download it, so every node download it and then verify it. So you did. So basically, Merkle tree indexing is kind of indexing lot of data in a number. So basically, what is conformal? It's a self-serving language designed to build self-serving applications. And there will be a auto upgrade software development kits. You take it. So I will explain in the next technology stack. Basically, you guys can read it. So basically, you see, just like smart contracts, right? Run with predetermined conditions are met, right? They run on if I give you this, right? If I give you one Ethereum, you give me one wrapped Ethereum, right? I'm not going in demand and supply, just saying the simple thing. You wrap it and then you give it after cutting your transaction fees. I write this right now, and after 100 years also, I will always get one ETH equal to one wrapped ETH, just because I write some conditions. I can't change being a founder or any technology guy if I didn't put a bug, to be honest, in it. The same way, smart upgrades can upgrade the applications based on voting and the issues it finds out in the running program or a testing program based on data provided through open source systems and with the help of how the smart upgrades is trained. Just like GPT-3 is trained and ChatGPT is built out of it, smart upgrades application can be built out of conformal in future. So basically, what we are solving at conformal layer, right? If you like learn through every parameter that we have to do. I'm audible, guys? I'm audible,
Yes,
Saket?
yes,
Yes,
hearing you.
sir.
You are audible. Yes, sir.
Okay. I just like my earphone got switched off. Sorry. So, um, if you see, right, the technology brief, I will say, Conformal will use post-trained model, which are open source and collaborative, just like ChatGPT, UDAO, or sorry, if someone trained their own models, we just collaborate with them, we integrate them. What we're gonna do, we will have our own layer at Conformal. We will have two basically layers at Conformal. I'll show you. So yeah, this is the technology stack basically. So any collaborative model, trained model, we collaborate it, right? We integrate it. At the Merkle tree index level, what we're gonna do, we're gonna use blockchain industry, like blocks, basically cryptocurrency. Once Satoshi has created, he didn't create new technologies. He take five technologies and integrate it together, right? And that's how I got the idea of Merkle tree indexing. Why can't we just index some data, right? Let's suppose someone wants to build Twitter on Conformal, right? And how actually it will work? Someone built it, and someone actually built their centralized applications, okay? And he get how I will get incentivized because the smart upgrade is saying the control now is getting. Of course, you can write your parameters like okay, 15% for the team, and yeah, this investors will get this purpose this. But actually, if you build actually from this technology stack, you don't need anything central. You can eventually generate. millions of revenue. How you can generate? You build something, you just put it in the open market, right? People are using it because you build something creative. Now some a person come based on the levels of upgradation. So if someone wants a small upgradation that is not on a protocol level, and someone wants, okay, let's change some color on Twitter. Let's turn Twitter green, or let's turn Twitter like Google. So like every day if you go on Google, you see different types of things on Google search. Sometimes they have different themes, sometimes they have different, and someone propose it. To propose that thing, he has to match that consensus, how much aggregated dollars he has to put in. Let's suppose for that uh, voting, he put, let's suppose $1 million. For that also, he can create a decentralized thing. Okay, I want to vote on this thing. Who, which persons wants to collaborate with me? I want Twitter to change its theme every day. So, okay, which people agree? Like, if people can invest in, of course, Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, 15 or $20 billion, they can invest for this thing for creative themes, of course, on Twitter. And they collaborated. And then what people will do, what users will do basically, users will vote from their transaction fees or gas fees. Every, let's suppose 2 million users are there on that application. They vote, right? So let's suppose everyone vote with a dollar, right? Why they will vote, right? You get to know, right? They can invest in Shiba coin. Of course, I use Twitter, I think 2 to 3 hours, right? I will give $1, 80 rupees basically in Indian rupees, because I like it, right? And plus my data is not getting, right? So like told or something. And what they vote, so let's suppose $2 million come in the vault. The moment the voting got end, that all the money those people had stacked, right, that will go back to them, to their vault. And that money, that $2 million, based on the algorithms and mechanism, will get distributed between the people, or if they put, okay, 15% to the company. So they can keep generating the revenue. They don't have to build these layers like marketing, sales, and then just and a physical property. If you see, actually, the cost of running Twitter is $600 million. That's how Elon is trying to cutting the cost. He's not able to pay the rent of Twitter offices, so they are just actually trying to shut off the offices, and that's why he was selling his Tesla stocks also. So many things are happening, and the thing is why? Because actually Twitter don't need that much people, and I think what View Foundation philosophy and way of working is, you haven't cloud office based on internet, and you have a friend, and you are there, you are pushing every month 100 to 20 or 30 repositories, and your friend is pushing 10 or 1 or 2 repositories. You earning $2 lakh or $1 million. A friend is happy with $2,000. Both are working on View Foundation. Both are working on same position. There is no worry. Found View Foundation don't have to kick anyone out, so everyone can be a part. You were okay, okay, this month, okay, I need $2,000. Okay, fine. But I need $1 million. I want to buy a Lamborghini. I'm good, right? So I think everyone at the same position, right? While being me or while being you, the more you build, the more you get out of it. It's not like, okay, 7 days period. Of course, there will be centralization at the starting, because we have to build the infrastructure for View Foundation. Those are becoming the View Foundation team. That is a different part. But other people that building their products, that is a different part. So if you go on Merkle tree indexing, sorry, I lost that part. So if you go on Merkle tree indexing, that part is done. People vote, that money come in the vault. That will get distributed between people based on the mechanism, right? 15% to the team, 10% to the founders, uh, 40% to the investors, and 20% back to the users, right? In a form. back to the users in a form of, okay, uh, fill this form, you get 10 cents, provide this information, or to improve, basically anything, right? So anything can be there, right? What is actually happening at the technology stack that these will convert into Merkle tree index numbers. So actually, it will be totally compressed data. We don't actually have to store the data like GPT-3 has to store 175 billion parameters. Human 3.6 has to install 3.6 millions. RedNet has to uh, control around 200 million parameters. We don't have to do. We are just storing that data in a index form, a number form. So okay, people said, okay, this theme we need, and that part a human will do basically on conformal. That will take few years. Okay, to build a thematic uh, application, how it will done. Okay, this Merkle tree index number, this Merkle tree index number, this Merkle tree index number. Okay, 20 100 Merkle tree index number will be there, and then he will create the stack. Okay, which number have to be put on the first, implemented as a code, which to be next, and then 100, what those 100 index number will do, will go to the traceable IDs in the any open trained AI system, get the data, fetch the data, and automatically upgrade the application. So in future there will be no need of offices, there will be no need of people. So if Google has 80,000 people and Google Shift, okay, will built on conformal, they don't need 80,000 people. They can build with just 4,000 people. And their cost of running Google will come down from $800 million per year to just around 70 or $80 billion. 90% cost will be cut of every company in the planet. So the people can focus on much better things. That can be who are we, or anything, or regenerative technologies, or improving anything, right? There will be more things to improve, of course. I think we are bringing calamities, right? So I think conformal can be the future of upgradations. And yeah, you build your application, your job is done. The application can self analyze itself and it's self surveying, right? And it can auto upgrade itself. You don't need to put anything. You don't need to put 100 people of team to upgrade the application, to maintain the application. Of course, there will be people needed, of course, servers and other things that will be done, right? So this is conformal, right? It's a big thing, right? We're gonna collaborate and build. But to be honest, I have the brain to build it, but I can build a centralized company. I got, I think it's the pre-seed round, $20 million no one get, right? On this planet, right? As a pre-seed round. But I was getting it. I just threw the idea from that family house from Dubai. I said, no, I want a decentralized control that will be governed by first developers. They develop it, then investors come, but it will be still decentralized. That is the focus. That I will not go consensus orchestra. That that's that we will provide to blockchain infrastructures basically, and any enterprise or project want that stability of product designing, we will do that part in it and create new markets, provide stability around existing markets. That all will be done in consensus orchestra. And yeah, if anyone wants scalability or interoperability or better agreements, improving decentralized finance, creating new markets, smart contracts, these things we will build in consensus orchestra basically. I'll move to the next one. This is Chloe. This will come in, I think, 4 to 3 years when we got around $5 to $10 billion in our pocket to build something. Scrap money, but actually the system can actually change the whole education, connecting Stanford to real education in Delhi or any other uh, uh, state just in real time, and students don't have to pay for the whole year. They just pay based on the weeks, based on the topic they want to learn. I'm sitting here, and okay, Kerala University is saying, okay, we're gonna teach cryptography this month, but why I have to enroll in BTech, right? and then in the third year I will go and study cryptography. Why don't the systems of education are not flexible? Why they are not interoperable? Right? That's what we are trying to do here, but not now. So yeah, you just go in the cryptography class, then you want to go in biotech class, and then want to go in that. Just pay for that, and based on that, the teachers or the educators will get incentivized. If they are getting more students, they will get more incentivized because you are making them study good. So I'm not saying a Stanford guy will teach you better. A person or a teacher sitting in Bihar can teach you better, and you can just go to that classes. A Bihar guy can actually earn more than a Stanford guy then. So better people, better educators can get in kind of a fame or in kind of people, right? They actually don't get that opportunity that those Stanford guys get. So if they are actually teaching well, that system of economics will actually transfer the tokens based on the mechanism. Like it will get distributed. So you are taking uh, 4 weeks of class and you pay $40, right? And you are going, okay, who is providing real time cryptography class right now in the planet? So you just go in the physical infrastructure, or you just sitting in your home, you just plug in your VR, you just see, okay, cryptography classes, okay, in Africa the cryptography class is going on from the next day or the next week. Okay, this guy also. You go and check the reviews. Okay, okay, I can get this class, and you can actually collaborate. So like education institutions can collaborate. They can provide the physical infrastructure. They got incentivized based on it. And the last thing is to provide this thing to very low people, right? To make them learn to the slum areas. So uh, we gonna install some future like bin offices where students come or the slum kids come, and they can actually take real life classes. They're gonna like, we will teach them, we will like tell them how this VR technology works, right? And yeah, I mean, they once they start using it, and how they don't have to pay because the system is equal for them. Let's suppose everyone don't go to a class every day, right? There's a 4 week class, right? We don't go every day. The leftover tokens and the leftover currencies, right? So if a student pay for 4 weeks of cryptography class, and he actually go 25 days, 3 days he didn't go, that 3 days of class will be distributed those to slum people. And so once that pool got collected, we start installing some small centers in slum areas or in big institutions. I think more of people will help us, like Bill Gates or something, because the Bill Gates has his foundation, and he said, okay, I'm gonna give people $80 billion philanthropic, and more people are there. I think even Tata gives 60% of his wealth. So if we find this big innovative infrastructure to build, of course, a lot of people will come, and we will build this big good infrastructure. It's just this information never reached their ears, right? And that's what I want. That teacher sitting in Bihar can be better than Stanford guy, and he can earn more than him just based on the consensus. So the world become whole equally, right? The education will not differentiate. You are a Stanford professor, you get $2 million. He's a Bihar college professor. He gets 14,000 rupees. That is just 1% of your wealth. He can actually earn that $2 lakh per month. Just people can consent, right? People don't get the opportunity to even create an agreement, right? I don't know who can be a better person, right? I don't know who can give me a better education. And this infrastructure, you get a better education. So that thing is there, and I'll move to the last part, right? Um, so this is introspect, right? What we are building currently. So if you see, imagine a new financial market where development at zero cost will be done. So you come up with your idea, you come up, okay, this thing to be built. You don't know anything. So I used to go in conferences in Delhi, and I thought, I just tell them the idea, I just give them the collaboration, and I ask for them their 15 or 20% equity. And I got eventually, like, even being a student, I got 30 startup equity that actually a venture capital or investor need around 40 to 50 crore. And I got for free just in 4 months. And I was not interested in that money or something. I said, why don't we create a market where eventually everyone can build things at zero cost? That market is called zero cost. This will be a whole huge market which runs on 8 or 9 smart contracts. We can build this found introspect without even smart contracts, but I don't want any control of myself on it. So I thought, why don't we build on smart contracts? And then the blockchain and the infrastructure of distributed ledger is very synchronous that can help us. Then people can access liquidity. If you see, a lot of people get liquidated in the times. And I'm creating the metrics right now of this introspect application or the market where market makers or traders can access liquidity based on their performance in the outside market or based on where they're going to invest. Either they're going to Lido pool, which is much secure, having investing $8 billion, or they are accessing some other meme coin that can pump and dump and went to their zero. Based on that, their value of aggregation and their value of metric, how good infrastructure they're accessing, they can access the liquidity from this market, and other constraints will be there. So this is the first market on this planet which runs on, अगर आपकी नैया डूबेगी तो दूसरे की नैया भी डूबेगी, तो आप अपनी नैया तो कभी डुबाना नहीं चाहेंगे. And outside this market, if you see, आपकी नैया डूब रही है, दूसरे को फर्क नहीं पड़ता, मैं आगे बढ़ता जाऊंगा and I will win this race. So I said, why don't we create a market which is dependent on each other? You create something, okay, someone is creating in that same market, right? And someone is ensuring that thing that you are actually believing that you create, and then someone is accessing that liquidity. So everything is dependent on each other. No one can feel in this infrastructure. So no one can be selfish, right? If no one is selfish on this planet, you will see abundance of happiness. You don't have to struggle, to be honest. And that I am trying to change through introspect, using value of economical and financial things, and with smart contracts and technology, and asset interoperability. Basically, asset interoperability means uh, there is no infrastructure that connects stock market to crypto market. And now we are creating a whole new different infrastructure that is a metrical token market. So here is the cryptocurrency market, here is the stock market, and here is our market called metrical token. Companies come, register, we tokenize them, right? I will explain. I'll go to the next file. So yeah, basically introspect is the mind behind a financial playground where people can access development at zero cost, access liquidity shared and exponential returns, asset agnostic chain to access other markets like crypto and stocks. So you guys can read it, right? It's a short term thing, uh, right? Um, okay, I will show you the diagram better. I think that will be better. So yeah, basically what is happening, they need something at zero cost, right? They transfer their equity at this introspect.mind smart contract. What is happening? Development investors are developing their distributed services. There's a testing metrical field. So this is a one smart contract. I mean, I didn't create that diagram till now. It's called perspective.develop. This is called zero cost.build. This will their on dashboard. This will their development invest. Development investors are basically third party developers. So if someone is saying, okay, I will bring 1 lakh customer to this thing, and they are analyzing it by based on the metrics. Okay, this company can boom. I can easily get 1 lakh customers. And the smart contract said, okay, in the vesting period of 2 years, you will get this much amount of equity. Same way they are developing their software service or something. So we are actually bridging the gap of Web 2 also. So like onboarding Web 2 companies to Web 3. So smart contract is Web 3 thing, right? So distributing things is Web 3 basically. Web 3 is no one is governing anything. So they give their information, right? They develop it. Where ensuring investors are coming, they provide the liquidity based on the metrics if they like the company or startup, right? That equity goes in smart contract here, right? This is called sorry. So this is called basically um, yeah, I forgot the name. Constant dot liquidity, right? Where they provide liquidity and they get 10 to 8% of return. So if you see any investor or VC, they don't get any return now if they invest in startup. They are just betting. And where they get money from private investors, they get $10 million, $100 million. They bet on 100 startups, 90 fail, 10% go up, and they win the bet. And this is the word every time working. What we are giving them, we are saying, why don't you get 10 to 8% of API, right, out of it, right? You investing $100 million, you get $10 million of sure profit. You don't have to wait 8 years, even you are not sure which company will hit up or not. You get that return. We are creating a whole new market. You come in this market, and what is going to happen? That that liquidity will not go here. That liquidity will go here, which is called exponential dot hedge, where distributing trading generator is basically like a generator which can access liquidity. So you come up, we have our own metrics layer. You put your details and everything, and then we'll decide where how much liquidity you can access. And if we are not going to give you liquidity, you give some thing, you can take money on leverage. And yeah, most of the companies don't provide you leverage. You take the money on leverage, you trade, and you come back to the smart contract mechanism. Actually, you have to provide profit, not transaction fees. So this layer works not on transaction fees, just like blockchain or like Ethereum works on transaction fees. This market will work on utility, if you get it, but it is built on smart contract mechanisms. And then there will be two commodities in this market. One is will be illiquid assets, one will be liquid assets. So here to here, liquid assets will be converting. And if you think once returns will be generated based on who is performing good, either companies are performing good, development investors are performing good, they are providing more better services, or ensuring investors are providing more liquidity, everyone can access liquidity out of it. So everyone get incentivized based on how much they're performing. And for the liquid asset, so there are two assets, right? One there will be equity if they're performing good, right? They're tokens, right? And that will go in the secondary market. Secondary market basically can be our market, can be a OTC trade where companies can take exit, ensuring investors can take exit, development investors, what they get, they can take exit, and smart contract mechanism, which will be the people, like if you guys of the team, some people develop this um, introspect, so that equity, some equity will be with you. So like suppose we onboard 20,000 startups and we get 2% equity, you get 40,000% equity, and you become like the top millionaires on this planet. So everyone is working on this thing. So a developer can be much more better returns. A company which missed that thing, right? So I'll tell you an example. My mama created Uber software in 2008, and he accepted the offer for $1 million, and he also get the offer of 10% equity. Just like I give you an example. I will not give my personal example that much, but a person who paint the vault of Facebook office, the Facebook don't have that much money to pay them that time. So they said, okay, you take our 60,000 shares, and that person actually sold it after 4 or 5 years, which even turned into $6 or $7 million. If he didn't sold it till now, 2021, it would have turned into $400 million. So a painter having $400 million, right? That can be enough. $400 million is actually um kind of 40,000 crore around, right? Not 40, 4,000 crore, right? So yeah, that's enough for a painter, I guess, in India also. So that opportunity we are giving, even that mama, that like my family member, he actually got $8 billion in his pocket, but he accepted $1 million. So like in $1 billion, you get $1,000 million. If you count in 1 rupee to 10 rupees, you will not find the difference. But if you go in millions and billions, there's a big difference. In even one zero, right? Just like you're giving 100% API, right? You're giving 10. There's a big difference. So there are more things to develop. This is our distributing trading generator, and this is our introspect basically. And I will actually conclude this thing. I will not like, say out much more things. And this is all we are building in the View Foundation. Welcome, guys. We'll tell the first part who get into it, but I said why don't we just play a blind spot? Who wants to actually work in a decentralized foundation? Who don't? So yeah, that's all from my side. You can throw up your questions on me. You can ask whatever you want to ask. Yep. Thank you. Um, yeah. Anyone have questions?
Yes.
So please ask. Yeah, Prashant. Sure, man.
So you are a consistent developer. So you talked about proof of work, proof of stake, and you are
Just
developing your
just give
own
me a minute.
mechanism.
Just give me a minute. Let me open my yeah captions. Yeah, tell me now.
So you talked about consensus mechanism, proof of work, proof of stake, and their
Mm-hmm.
limitation, like 51% attack. And you are
Mm-hmm.
developing your own mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
how is that mechanism different, and like is it solving the limitations of existing
We are not
mechanisms?
we are not using consensus of us. This is for enterprise users, right? And this mechanism, proof of upgradation, basically works that that the first investors have to agree for a bigger vesting period, and vesting period don't will be depend on the time. The vesting period will be depend on the price of the commodity. So I am saying, being an initial investor, right? I say if you're using proof of upgradation, you invest $100 million, but you can't take an exit out of Solana till Solana reach $100. And you being an investor, so I don't know how much time it will take Solana to reach $100. And their vesting period right now, any industry see that their vesting period works on basically, okay, after 2 years we're gonna release this much token. So I just reverse the mechanisms that will be based on the prices. And that's how actually markets can take that much shock waves. If someone even dump at $100, that will dump till 70 or $80, because other layers will be keep doing that. Our investor that invested zero, basically, he can only take it exit at $10. That is a mechanism in proof of aggregation. Lot of things are there, right? A consensus is just not 5 words thing,
So it
but
will prevent dumping.
it's actually not dumping. It's actually preventing how people agree, right? So like if you see Ethereum or Solana, everyone start dumping. Even Ethereum Foundation dump at $5,000. They think our own community is overvalued, right? A foundation thinking, a core members thinking, okay, our commodity is overvalued. Why the hell you created the commodity? Why Google don't think their commodity is overvalued? Why never Google shares got like undervalued? Why they never get dumped? Why other centralized companies shares get so much dumped? What is the problem? The problem, the people don't trust itself. That's the problem in decentralized things. Let's suppose Jayant and we all nine are right now we are equal, right? And we foundation, and we all are agreeing, and someone is very scared of centralized people. They think, okay, they're gonna kill WEU Foundation if they think, okay, these are innovative products. They're gonna kill these innovative products because they don't want that people get the reality. People want to live in the reality. They think, okay, we gonna keep controlling the planet, and we want our kids to control the planet. That's all. So the consensus is just not based on technology layer. That is based on every layer, like economical layer. You have to vest based on the token going up, and that's how the token will surely go at $100. And the same layer have small layers inside. So our investor come and he can only take exit at $10. So I'm assuring the profit, but I'm not assuring the time of the profit. So I'm just deleting the time
So that
purpose in
means
it.
that it has to reach $10. Like market, other players will help it
Yeah,
reach that mark.
yeah, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
That, yeah. More things are there. You
And
can have the research paper. I didn't write it in the like it's in my copy, but I didn't write in the digital form right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
consensus
Jen.
itself, some rules, right? Some rules and agreements, right?
Sorry, Jen.
Consensus, something that Prashant said, right? Consensus. That means some rules and some agreements,
like
right?
you talked about percentages, like
Some rules and
enterprise has
things.
50%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is about the node attack.
yeah,
Node
yeah,
attack.
yes.
So if someone wants to attack a node or something, right, infrastructure, right, let's suppose Ethereum, they need actually that much of value.
51%. Yeah,
Yeah. So that is actually solved by eigenlayer. But what eigenlayer is saying, what Srinivas is saying, right? He said, like you actually need, like you have an eigenlayer, you build on top of eigenlayer, right? And eigenlayer actually say you give the agreements of slashing power. So you stake on Ethereum node, right? You just give your password to us, right? And what we are saying, whatever, like you can bet on oracles, you can bet on any other side chain or something. Right now they are just getting 6% API, right? After that, if you get on eigenlayer, you can bet on oracle, which is giving you 20%. You can bet on any other thing which is giving you 50%. But the thing is, second thing, you didn't see the opposite side. The opposite side is you can also get slashed if you do something wrong, if you have a downtime, if your node don't have that much
yes,
latency. So everything has
yeah,
a good side and bad side, and that's how eigenlayer is actually providing that. We are actually creating introspect that is using that technology, but this is the whole complete market outside cryptocurrency. But it is based on the technology. So people who are interested in the technology will build, right, and will make emerge a new tech whole market. Just like Bitcoin come in 2008, right, with a paper, right. I can't be like I can't be anonymous like Satoshi because this market people will not understand. It is complicated. Bitcoin just work on four technology, timestamp, hashes, block size, where you store. So anyone can simple in 8 papers. But to make understand introspect, it takes 100 people and people will forget and never build it. So I like to be anonymous but can't be anonymous. So the thing is to build with everyone. It's better because economy is not my vision. I basically not live like humans thing. Like there's enough to explore on this universe for me, and I don't know what will happen after death or something. But yeah, to build with everyone, that's give me happiness at my internal level. So yeah, that is the thing. Anyone have questions and technical things and things?
I have
Yeah.
questions about introspect.
Sorry.
Like, what is the
Yeah, yeah.
technology stack? What is the tech stack of introspect? And like, we have smart contracts in that. And do we have
Hmm.
any interface for it, like a web
Yeah, we have to
interface?
build it. We didn't build it till yet, Prashant. We need a team to build it, right?
Yeah, that's my area of
Right.
expertise. We are working on Web 2 for that and integrating the contracts.
Sorry. Sorry,
So
Prashant.
that is
What
my
did you say?
area. So that is my area of expertise, like building a front-end application and connecting it with the running blockchain.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The thing is, introspect, I will not be the owner who will build it. right? If you go to the block, how much repositories you're pushing for introspect, you will be the owner simply. So at last, once the introspect had to get on mainnet, right, from the testnet or something, that software will say, okay, this is the end date. Which people had contributed more? Okay, Anandu, Prashant, Sandeep has contributed more. Okay, that will automatically make that team the core team. So I can't take control. I can be outside the core team, right? That is the mechanism that don't benefit the own founder. That benefits everyone based on one thing. That is a smart contract. Okay, predetermined conditions. Predetermined conditions are who built more repositories, who built more hard to work, built introspect. And this can be $1 trillion in itself. Government can come and just try to shut down introspect just like Bitcoin. So it can be a whole new industry. And that 15% can be billions of dollars. And I'm just betting I can build it privately like in Ethereum. But I said, why not to share? I have a brain. We can build more better things. I'm happy that I'm sharing something. That is the thing to have on introspect. So right now it's on papers. We are finding people to build it and it's open, right? But there is a first layer where we choose yes or no, right? But this time I done a orientation before getting people on board. Just I think I had taken 2022 interview, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people or 8 people are here. And I'm not gonna repeat it truly. What I repeated here, I'm a researcher. I'm saying like I don't have time. This is very important thing, right? Some people don't actually observe the chance that I'm trying to give to them. So you go to a centralized industry, you build for 1 lakh, 2 lakhs, you die like that. You are happy with that labor thing, you can be happy. I'm not happy. That's why I'm trying to give everyone a chance. And who is happy, they can go. Who's not happy, they can like build and change the whole planet in a better way. And that is my happiness, I think, at my personal level. Um, okay. Any questions around the thing, around conformal or anything?
Like I have questions about the tech stack, like what languages and libraries which will be used and which might be used.
We are thinking to use Solidity, but I thought of the Rust because I was thinking, okay, we're gonna use Substrate Palette. Substrate Palette is created by Parity Technologies, which on top of Polkadot, Relay chains, and other parachains are built. So the Polkadot ecosystem or Kusama ecosystem is built. The thing is, can we build so easy? It's because building blockchain, a whole complete blockchain, not the app. Remember, I'm not saying layer three. I'm saying the whole one, two, three. Like the first layer, right? Uh, the technology stack, right? Because it's a whole market. Second is the layer one, which is the consensus. Second, third layer is the virtual machine, and fourth, where you do innovations. If you see in Ethereum, you have to use EVM, you have to use their consensus. You can't use anything. So it's very stable. You can just do innovation on the third layer. So on, I think while you go on Substrate palette, you can build your own black blockchain. You use different palettes. You give your own function, right? And actually, yeah, you can build your whole blockchain in 20 minutes, a whole complete blockchain. You can see Web3 Foundation. You once you go on Web3 Foundation on internet in 2017 or 18, Gavin Wood was speaking about, and he created the whole blockchain using Substrate in just 15 or 20 minutes. And he was talking about how to decentralize it. So that's the thing. Yeah, Prashant. Okay, like anything more? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I have one doubt like how much work is done in this project, or we have to start
We
from
have to
scratch to
start
build this
from
thing
scratch too.
together.
The research is going. The research, I mean, reached till its 70-80%, and or more things will be implemented so it can work actually because uh, the whole planet is working on demand and supply. Now to change the whole planet, you have to give exponential return to them. So let's suppose let's take the whole planet selfish, everyone thinking about themselves. They go to a demand and supply market where one person is buying something, one person is selling something, and they are selling based on their fear, based on the uh, asset undervalue or overvalue thing. So someone selling that same token at $10 just because he's saying, okay, it is undervalued or overvalued. And some person is buying because they are thinking it is undervalued. And then there is a fear also. Okay, this thing pumps so much, right? So I'm trying to think which how human brain works, as I was a psychologist before, and I go deep in it, demand and supply things, economics, right? And then I thought how to we have to give them an exponential return where everyone is winning, right? And this market tends to make everyone win. So it is not going to give you, it is not going to create a bubble where everyone is getting okay, 100%. But it is actually going to give 20, 50, 40, 30%. Everyone will not feel okay, I'm not losing. So everyone have a chance, right? Even you are on a demand side, even you are on a supply side, you have a chance to make good returns. That is introspect is based on. That is I'm going more deep, what algorithms we can apply, what mechanism we can apply. So actually we need a team to build introspect at the scratch. Yeah, Shubham. That's all. Anything more, guys? Do anyone have a question? Nothing?
I have another
Yeah.
question, but that is about
Yeah,
the
yeah, go ahead.
regulations of government.
Sure,
So
man, sure.
I have I have followed a lot. So like our telecom minister, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav, he recently in an
Mm-hmm.
interview with Sundar Pichai, he told us that their regulations are coming. Three bills are coming in a
Mm-hmm.
comprehensive legal regulatory framework. First is
Mm-hmm.
telecom, second will be information protection, and third will be everything that is left. And I believe that
Mm-hmm.
that bill might include crypto because government has given indications of regulating it in some ways. Like even
Yeah,
the
so
RBI governor said something about it.
let's
So how
let's
can
you
it
know
different?
we are actually not crypto. We are not a
Right,
security.
that is
We
my
are a
question.
technology, right?
We
I
are not
mean,
in
we are
securities
creating.
market. We are in.
I'm
So
I'm
it's
not
not a
talking
securities
about.
market. It's technology market.
So yeah, I mean, like, where did I mention we are creating cryptocurrencies? I said tokenization. Tokenization is
Right.
don't have to create 200 pages, then go to Bombay Stock Exchange, wait for 6 months, register it, your company, and still it's not gonna register because they find one fault in your 200 pages paper. They didn't even check your papers, to be honest. They just say it after 6 months. Tokenization is just solving this compliances and legal issues in completely 10 to 15 seconds. You tokenize yourself in 20, 30 minutes. So I'm not focused on blockchain or cryptocurrency because cryptocurrency right now is money. If you want to be in cryptocurrency, focus, okay, how much money I can make completely. You come outside it, you see the bandwidth of the technology, that is amazing. What actually each part is solving. A DAO, what DAO is solving, what tokenization is solving, what smart contract can solve, right? I think Sandeep, you had done something, not properly, but he did a ration system. He is a researcher. So Sandeep had done a ration system for not properly for Indian government, but he actually created one thing like, okay, everyone can take a ration and then he can't take ration again with his own ID. So yeah, I mean, lot of infrastructures and things can be built out of it, and that's one part is introspect, a market based on utility completely. Utility, you got it, right? You go on Saturn, right? You go somewhere else. You you see diamonds are raining there. You come on this planet, this is having a value. You go to a desert where you didn't drink some water in 3 days, and you see someone offering you diamond, you will throw that diamond, you will say, "Give me water because I'm thirsty, I can die." That is utility. What is important at the current matter, not Dogecoin. Why Dogecoin have $10 billion in it? So many people are right now poor. Why those billionaires just can't build something out of that $20 billion that can help poor people, poor things? So this is the thing. Introspect basically built. It's a technology market, and it will be in regulations if it go big, just like cryptocurrency market. And like I will put something smart on it. Don't worry. If government try to regulate introspect also, like I was thinking to register in Cayman Island or somewhere where regulations are not there. Right. That's what I'm saying. The government will shut it out. Those 10 people sitting don't even know about the technology. Try to regulate something.
Like I
Right.
interviewed with a startup Clamp. It is also working in blockchain space, like generating index funds for cryptos. They had
Mm-hmm.
this similar problem, and the founder told me that he's using account abstraction for that because they don't have the ownership. That is why they are not in the securities market. They are providing a
Yeah.
platform. That is all.
Yeah. And even if they have a problem, they can like go to Telangana Sandbox. I'm telling personally, Telangana Sandbox provide. They are ready to collaborate. Telangana government is very good. They're saying we're gonna collaborate. Whatever you're building on a decentralized software or something, so you can tell your friends there something. So that's all from my side. If you guys have questions, please do ask. Should we end up? Anyone have Sandeep, Suraj, Anandu? Anyone have questions, or should we end?
When can we expect to hear back about?
Sorry, Jayant,
Yeah, I'm
क्या
fine
बोल रहे हो?
with all.
I'm not able to hear you, Jayant.
I'm fine. I'm fine with all.
Okay, okay. Yeah, so should we end up, guys? The meet?
When can we expect to
Yes.
hear back about the opportunity?
Sorry, Prashant, क्या बोल रहा?
When can we expect to hear the result about the interviews?
Result, see, today I get to know like who is interested, who is not. I mean, everyone is interested. Someone can be busy because it's Sunday, right? Everyone can chill out. I don't like, okay. But I think I'm totally open, right? I had taken around 30 interviews, right? I give them time as much as I can give. We got 26, 27 applications. Three people didn't send it. They GitHub and repo. And I will go to their GitHubs and see completely. Other teams also see what is in the GitHub. And if someone wants, right, from other teams to like, that will be your choice to work on which products, right? So right now, introspect is just on papers, but other projects like openness 3. Openness is a layer, a data betting layer that I told. Anyone come with a data and bet it. So we're gonna train our own AI softwares. We had a meeting tomorrow, yesterday, with a German company. They're gonna train us. They're gonna train our AI models, and like based on the market sentiments. Let's suppose someone come, okay, Bitcoin price will reach $18,000, and then our system will give him a leverage. He come up with $100. The thing we are solving, he will not get liquidated. Even the price reach $10,000 in the market. That we are providing it, actually, because if we go in the future market with $100 and bet uh, like Bitcoin will reach $18,000, even Bitcoin reach $17,600 or $400, he will get liquidated. So this is a new data vetting layer. It has on its mechanisms. And someone if want to join a live project, like they are still in building it, right? And they started last month only. So, but they are growing very fast. They are very enthusiastic to build it. And one team is building WEU Foundation websites and all. And I do the research part basically for every team. And other people like right now there is no one in research, so I do the most of research part. So
What technology is the front end side the team is using for front end website?
They are using React basically, and um, yeah, I mean Flutter or something as a framework. Front end is basically this React, and we coded in HTML and CSS our foundation page where the economics is there. But one of the team member proposes that Flutter or something will be better, so I will change the whole code. So they're creating the issues, right? And we're gonna have two types of repositories basically. One is open source, one will be the company uh, thing. So we have to create these infrastructures also basically. Soul-bound IDs for everyone. That is not yet created.
Like so,
So
Flutter is for cross-platform application development for mobiles, and there is
sorry.
also a web part. Like you said, a team member
Mm-hmm.
proposed Flutter instead of HTML and CSS. So, but Flutter
Yeah,
is for mobile application development. So
I
specifically
mean
for web
he
part,
I mean he proposes it, and I don't know that technology team was talking. I just get to notice it. I was not in that meeting, but I heard it. So
No,
maybe they
Prashant.
are using Tailwind. I'm sorry, not Flutter, Tailwind. So
Tailwind,
it was
that's
saying,
CSS framework.
yeah, yeah, it's a framework.
Because I have experience
So,
with all of them, like Flutter, Tailwind, React.
hmm yeah. So they are building it in that thing, Tailwind, basically. So I forget it maybe. I misheard it by someone telling me also. Because right now there is no right software that we have to build. So everyone can propose something. Hey, I want to build this. So we have this proposal called generation development proposal. Every team gets 50 weeks to develop your product, and based on it, that incentivization will shift to the online mainnet thing. So investors come to the GDT protocol, generation development tips and generation development proposal. That money will be shift on a purpose called time chain. Time chain basically, simply I'll tell, it's a week in our earthly manner. Every week, a time chain based on the mechanism will cut economics from this and transfer it to a GLIP. It's called Generation Lineage Improvement Proposals, where mainnet things will be done. So it is something like thinking about the future before something is not even done. So people can move fast their team, like fast track their whatever they're developing. So yeah, like that's the thing. Any other question about technology, economics, or getting selecting or something? Hmm. No, guys? Should I end? Um,
Yeah.
okay, guys. So then
Thank
have
you.
a good night and take care. And
Yeah. Thank
yeah,
you.
be happy. And
Okay,
yeah,
thank you,
so
sir.
yeah, Prashant. Say
I was just saying thank you.
yeah. So you guys like things? What we are building? I hope so.
They are really great. Just
Yeah, I
waiting
mean,
for some product to get to testnet to use.
yeah, I mean, it's huge. It's just like no one is a founder here, right? No one is controlling something. So yeah, take your own driver seat here. I mean, we're gonna guide everyone what to do, but you have your own driver seat because the car you are owning, so you have to give a petrol to. If you see any other company, they own the car, and that's how they give the petrol, and that's how they get the revenue. Here, it's your car, so fuel it up. Okay. Thank you. Take care,
Yeah.
guys.
Thank you, sir.
Have a good night.
Good night, sir.
Good night,
Good night,
Sandeep.
sir.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Bye.